Great communication. To me, one of the first mindset changes in order to become a great communicator is the shift from thinking about what I want to say and moving over to what you need to hear. Getting out of your own head and getting into the mind of the people you're speaking to. What do they need to hear? And when an emotion is low, sometimes it's quite easy to make the shift from what I want to say to what you need to hear. When emotions start to get strong, it's very difficult for us to get out of what we want to say and move over, see the world from the audience's point of view and know what they need to hear. And there's a couple of things that I want to work with you in order that you get out of what you want to say and move over and see the world from the perspective of those that you wish to engage. Now, Aristotle, back 2,300 years ago, when he talked about what it takes for me to speak in a way that you do something you would not have done without hearing my words, he said we must connect on 3 levels for this change to happen. And those 3 levels, logos, ethos, and pathos. Logos is that it makes sense from your point of view. My arguments make sense from the audience's point of view. I speak about what you believe to be true, what facts that you accept. And sometimes when I'm speaking to quite a different audience, I need to do a lot of work to get out of what I believe and move over and see the world from what you believe. Logos is your ability to express arguments that come from what the audience accepts. Ethos is credibility, professional and personal credibility. Why are we listening to you? And there's a number of factors that convey that you are credible, that you're worth listening to. We'll look a little bit at gestures, but I'll link to some resources below of how you can increase the logos, the ethos, and the pathos in your speeches. Pathos is emotion, emotional connection. And a human being will only change if there's an emotion associated with the change. We're not going to spend too much time in this course going into depth in logos, ethos, pathos. My objective is that you create one speech about something that matters to you. And in going through this process, you'll start to see how things connect. So rather than dedicating too much time to why this works, I ask you to just commit to picking a change that's important to you, and let's focus on doing the work around that change. You'll find a PDF below called The Changes You Wish to Make. And a leader, for me, a leader is someone who sees a change they wish to make in the world and then brings together the resources necessary to achieve this change. As a leader, and I know you are a leader in your business, in your community, in your chapter, a leader sees changes that would make life better. What are the changes that would make life better? In education, in your business, in your community, in your chapter of EO. I want you to print out that PDF and write down some changes. And I want you to think about all the different changes you'd like to make, not just in professional life or in EO. We've also got a resource of some of the changes that other EO members have worked on as they've moved through this process. And that might inspire you to think about some of the changes you'd like to make. So I'd like you to identify what are the changes that you're going to use your leadership to cause in the world. And before we move to the next video, I want you to have chosen one of those changes. So maybe there's a change about education. Maybe you'd like to improve the way children are educated around you. Maybe there's a change you'd like to make in your business. Maybe there's a change you'd like to make in your city. Put them all down, but pick one. Usually when somebody asks me, Conor, I'd like your help on my communication skills, my first question is, when do you have the speech? When are you standing on a TED stage delivering a message? When are you standing in front of your company sharing this message? And I'll only begin work with someone when I know that there's a date and I know it's important to them. What I'd like you to do is take that list and really put down the changes. And you'll find a text box below where we want to put in the one change that you're going to begin to work on building a 3-minute speech that can begin to get people engaged in helping you make this change.